Two players inside him, the little chip, oh that's a beautiful goal!
When Shamrock Rovers got one back, tears came to my eyes. We went 2-1 up and I heard those thousands of Sligo people. I was proud and we went out and won. Best town in the world, best town in the world, best town in the world.
More drama here, Gilani, North, Elding, 3-2.
They'll be looking for Stenson's head away at the far post, and over it comes Elliott. Stenson!
Welcome to the Brandywell. We're coming live and direct from Brandywell. Whoa, roller coaster ride. But I'm still dizzy after that first half, particularly. And whatever about the green grass at home, it definitely isn't green up in the bog side at the moment with that plastic pitch. Horrible. But anyways, we get to that later. Sean Og, Young Dunner. 2 points dropped, possibly.
What?
2 points dropped.
Yes, but not through our own fault. I'd say we're very unlucky tonight. So yeah, it's not. We haven't thrown away anything or anything like that. We're really, really unfortunate. Thought we had a good grasp on the game, and a fucking deflection kills us. So it is. I actually feel really sorry for Shane Blaney because I thought he was outstanding tonight at centre half. Thought he stepped up brilliantly to the game tonight. It is Blaney that the deflection comes off, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, I to be honest with you, I thought we looked comfortable. And it was just one of those put across the box, wasn't it? Maybe ball could have been defended better before it got into the box. But look, it's just one of those things where we just didn't get the rub of the green again, Magoo.
Yeah, well, it's not going for you. It's not going for you, is it? Do you know? It's been a couple of weeks, but like Donner, I feel sorry for Blaney. I thought we were comfortable as well. I thought maybe we could have went for the jugular a bit more when we won up. Maybe pushed a bit harder and pressed a bit more because I think we had the better call, the extra quality on the pitch. But having said that, we were comfortable. We never really looked in danger, and then just one of those things could have went anywhere. But on another day, it goes out wide. But like I said, when it's not going for you, it's not going for you, is it?
No. And just to go back, starting with the lineup. So we had 4 changes from the previous game against St. Pat's. So Figueira, Parks, Horgan, and obviously McCourt went out, who unfortunately has a fractured wrist, I think. And the club just tweeted before the game that they will be giving an update as to what the situation with him will be. A huge blow for us that he'd be out for any length of time, no matter if it's a month or what, especially the European game coming up quick and fast. But anyways, so Donnan, Blaney, De Vries and Kenny came in. And I thought we started the game very well, Shane. Magoo.
Yeah, we did. I think we had more possession, more control. We never looked like that threatening though. They sat in. I think they were happy for us to have the ball, and we put a few nice passes of play together and that without ever creating a whole pile. I think we looked far more threatening in the second half, but Derry decided to come out a bit and have a wee bit more of a go. Then the space started opening up, but you could see our threat then on the attack. I thought Gibson started coming into it then when the space was opening up, and Bulger started really coming into the game in the second half too. Put a couple of lovely balls through for Johnny Kenny. Two great balls, and I think that space when Derry started trying to attack us, that's obviously we're at our best. I think when away from home on the break, but look, I think another curveball by Buckley before the game. Nobody saw them changes coming today, but the work there was no. I think anybody who came in had a good game.
Yeah, definitely. What was your thoughts on that, Sean?
Yeah, I go along with a lot what Magoo just says there. I thought the lads that came in were excellent. I thought De Vries was brilliant. I thought he linked the play excellently in the first half. A lot of one and two touch football. Himself and Donlan linked up quite well along with Bulger coming over to that side. Thought Johnny Kenny's work rate was unbelievable. I thought he never stopped. He just never stopped. He worked so hard. He deserved the goal tonight, and Jesus, he was unlucky in the second half not to get one.
Yeah.
So he was, and even in the first.
So lucky in the first half too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot with his left foot. Yeah.
That's like even his ability there, the way he holds off the centre half and gets it out from underneath his feet and gets a strike away and on his bad foot, his left foot. It's excellent work from an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
But unfortunately not to be. But yeah, no, changes worked well in fairness.
Yeah. And just with the changes, Sean, we only had one out of the back four that started the season. So of the back four that started the season, only one played tonight, and that was Mahan. The other three have come in along the way. So I suppose, look, to have that much changes in your back line and to be disappointed not to win the game says that we've come on a lot in terms of the squad and things like that.
Yeah, definitely, Jerry. And like even the lads that come in at the back today, like Blaney and Donlan and Banks, I thought they were all excellent. Banks had a few dodgy moments where he kind of misjudged the flight of the ball. He was letting it. You could see he was trying to let it run out of play, but the pitch was actually holding it up on him, and he got caught twice. But apart from that, I thought he was decent enough. But Blaney especially and Regan Donlan was solid. Regan just gives you that kind of performance all the time, really, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's always dependable when he goes in there, in fairness to him.
Yeah.
But,
and just on Regan there, Magoo, so 6 of the starting lineup, including himself, have come through the academy, 6 out of the 11, which is some feat.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great to see, to be in the position we're in with having the likes of our first team made up like that, of half it coming through the academy. It's great. What we all wanted is what people have cried out for years in this town. Is that I know they're all not Sligo lads, like but they're all coming through our academy, and as we said many a time, we're more than just we're a regional club now, like so. As far as we're concerned, they're all one of our own, like so. It's great. It's something to be really proud of, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
The players that have come through as well, Jerry, they're not just half decent players. They're actually coming through the real quality footballers that are coming through. They're not just athletes or anything that'll work hard. Every one of them are excellent on the ball. They have a real football education underneath them, so they're all very capable, all intelligent footballers. You can see it's a testament to the coaches that have been working there, because you can see the work that's gone in with them and developed these players to a really high standard. Yeah,
absolutely. Just going to dip into the chat room. So the comments are coming in thick and fast. So Ushing Arthur, Bulger, best player in the middle of the park, but other than that, quite a dull performance. The subs were good from Buckley and unlucky way to concede. Connor May then would have been a great game management if we held on, but in hindsight, looks like we started time wasting too early. Frustrating. Would have been a good 3 points. I'd say you probably could say that maybe we were time wasting a little bit early, but at the same time too, I couldn't see them scoring. However, they did. Then Kiki O'Grady, the pitch was cat. Jesus, the pitch. It was almost as bad as the stream.
The pitch was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. It was just defying logic at some points. The way it held up, balls played in behind, and it was nearly stopping dead in the ground.
Yeah,
it was atrocious. So it was.
Yeah,
like I don't know what do you do to rectify that. Even like, does water in it even help?
Yeah, I think you're stuck with it, really.
Yeah, you'd want to put a serious amount of water on it, but
yeah. There was an interview just on. I tuned in early to the stream, and there was an interview with Rory Higgins before the start of the game, and the interviewer was saying that a lot of the fans are unhappy with the pitch, and that the fans were putting it down to that's why they had such a bad home results. Obviously, Rory defended the pitch and said it wasn't the case, but obviously the crowd up there, the fans are extremely unhappy with the pitch. And I suppose when you see the fine job that they've done of the Brandywell, to put in a plastic pitch is almost it's horrible to see, Magoo.
Oh, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Like, Brandywell was always one of the great stadiums in the country, like great football arenas in the League of Ireland, like, and
Yeah.
the pitch was always decent in it. Like I know it used to slant off to one side, but the surface of it was actually very good, always very good for playing ball on. Like, and to take that out of a ground like that and a pitch that was there and replace it with that shite is just, it's a disgrace.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a disgrace. Should be whoever came up with that idea should be ashamed of themselves. Like, I know it's council owned, isn't it? Like, but
It is, yeah.
it was it's obviously for money purposes. You know, it's probably rented out every night of the week, but still, though, it's just a disgrace. How anybody who has anything to do with football could have made that decision. It couldn't have been anyone to do with anything with football anyway. Nobody would make that decision. Nobody.
Yeah. It's like, it was like watching a game of indoor football at times. The ball was bouncing around that much, Sean.
It was, Jerry.
One of them big yellow balls.
Yeah.
At one point in the
tennis ball.
At one point in the first half, it nearly cost us dearly because Banks is going to let it run out for a throw in, and it stops nearly on the line. And I forget who nips it off him and gets across into the box, only for a man to shield the ball properly and get the shot doesn't get off. I think he puts it over the bar or something like that, Parkhouse. But it did nearly cost us, like, you know, because the players couldn't judge the run of the ball at all.
Yeah. And look, in fairness, it's probably more frustrating for Derry. I'm sure their players don't enjoy playing on that surface either. And in fairness to Derry, they always produce good footballers down through the years. It's a big football town, more than Sligo, and it must be hard for them to go run out on that every week and get excited even. So look, we.
I think it's wants them to play football as well. Like,
say that again, Magoo.
I'm saying Higgins wants them to play football. He wants them to get the ball down and play it around, play it the right way, play it out from the back. But sure, you're not going to be able to do it on a pitch like that.
Yeah, and do you know what? Just from a local level as well, for me personally, my opinion that to see McSharry Park, a pitch that was a purpose-built pitch, state of the art at the time, grass pitch, to be dug up and for another one of them plastic pitches to be put in when we have a load of them around town. It's just it's heartbreaking to see that from people who want to see football played on grass. I know we're in the west of Ireland, the northwest of Ireland, but I think when you put that much money originally into a pitch, you maintain it, you look after it. You don't just dig it up and put in a plastic pitch. But anyways, look, that's an argument.
It's your flagship pitch of the local soccer scene, the local football scene, and just to do that is no, not for me.
That's
anyway.
not our battle.
What's that, Sean?
That's not our battle.
No. But I suppose just from a local point of view,
it's very disappointing.
Yeah,
played on McSharry Park any amount of times, and it was always a beautiful pitch to play on.
Yeah. There's not many purpose-built pitches around this part of the country, and just to dig one up is just. It's not. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, look, as you said, Sean, that's for another time and maybe a different forum or channel, whatever the case may be. Just to go back in, then Kyle Gettins personally would have kept Kenny on. You said that as well, Magoo, that you would have kept JK on.
Yeah, I probably would have, just for, I think that was probably the time we needed the work rate. You know, when you're defending a 1-goal lead, you're going to start at some stage in the game, no matter who you're playing. Your natural tendency is going to be to drop back a bit and protect what you have, and you're going to come under pressure. No matter how good or bad the other team is, you're going to start coming under a bit of pressure. And it would have been good to have Kenny on still to work rate up top, close things down, not give them a minute, not give them anything easy. And that's what I would have done anyway. That's just my opinion. But that's not to say there was. Look, I thought the subs were very good. It was great to see that kind of quality coming off the bench. Like, it's not often we see that, and they were really positive bringing on Romeo and Walter, and that was really positive. But just my own personal point of view, I would have, because Kenny's not going to give them a minute. Like,
yeah, he'll keep going to the end.
Yeah.
Sean, Shane Martin is saying that the league is very open. Rovers have quality, but need to find a rhythm.
Yeah, definitely. It's extremely open, especially with Bows beating Shams tonight now again. Like, it just goes to show you. like that's why you haven't won in 3 games and we're still in touching distance.
Yeah.
You know, it's that tells you its own story in itself. But it was great for us to break that wee hoodoo there, you know, come out of that losing streak. I know it's only 2 games, but still it's important to come out of it, especially away to Derry. You know, so it is a good point that leads us into a good position against Bows at the weekend. You know,
that's going to be a massive game now, isn't it? There's 5 points between us and them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're on a
Must
great
not
run.
lose.
So yeah, like, but I think we'll be going into that confident. We'll take an awful lot of positives out of tonight.
Yeah.
From where we were the last 2
I just
games.
hope that it's not. I just hope it's not a case of to see it as the 2 points dropped and it's still, you know, it's different. It's a different feeling when you're 1 up with a few minutes to go than if you're 1 down with a few minutes to go. It's a totally different feeling coming out of the game.
Yeah.
You know,
You
especially when you're in the back of 2 defeats and you
points,
think,
but it's just from a psychological point of view and a morale point of view.
It's a psychological point of view. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope. Look, as we said before, there's enough characters in the team. Hopefully, Buckley will be back at the weekend. I think that'll be a big boost for us. But just obviously not on the pitch, but just in the dressing room and his whole calmness and leadership qualities. So, in a big game like this coming, it'll be needed.
Yeah.
But again, you're into a situation against Bows there now where people are chomping at the bit for places. Like there's a headache now again for Liam Buckley at the weekend because of the performances of the lads that came in from the start tonight. You know, and even again, like you have to hand it to him, David Cawley, when he came on again tonight, I thought David was very good.
Yeah.
So
you'd have to imagine he was unlucky not to start.
Oh, big time! I would have started him tonight. I thought he was definitely going to get a start, but he's knocking at the door, like, you know. And at the end of the day, that's your club captain.
Yeah. Shane White says draw probably fair result, nothing in the game. Disappointed we couldn't go joint top after going ahead. That's right, we actually would have went joint top if we had held on. I think it might
would have been a big boost.
I thought we were the better team, Shane, but look, at the end of the day, we didn't hold on, we didn't go top, and we just have to regroup and get something out of the game on Friday night. Because in fairness, Bows are coming thick and fast. And I didn't know how I felt, or I still don't know how I feel about them beating Shams 1-0. It's kind of
I was hoping for a draw on that one, Jerry.
Yeah, just to keep both of them kind of down or slightly ahead and behind us at the same time.
It's always good to see Shams losing, but it's it's not good to see Bows winning either.
No. Aaron Darian says, good performance tonight, disappointed not to see it out, but at least it stops the losing run, like what you were saying there, lads. Also, thanks, lads, for the after-match reception. Been a great help in keeping everyone involved. Yeah, thanks very much, Aaron. Kyle McMorrow, what was Ferguera doing in no man's land during the equaliser? Should have won tonight, but that's football. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
No, didn't see that myself.
Yeah, so... but yeah, we should have held on, Kyle. Alan Cairns
kind of wasn't really passing the heat because it didn't even look like a dangerous build. Look, as we were saying, we kind of looked comfortable, so it wasn't. It wasn't on the edge of my seats like chewing my nails. It was just we'll deal with this like we've dealt with them all. And
Alan Cairns would have taken a point at the start, but think carried on from second half performance from Pats. Now 6-pointer weekend. Yeah, 100%. Jerry Keaveney thought after the goal, the midfield and forwards eased off. Hence the subs, Park, Walter and Cawley go for the kill. Substitutions right away, but I thought players got tired or lost urgency. It's hard to put your finger on it. Martin Scanlon, McGinty must be the least top keeper, and Mahan is just superb every week. Our subs probably had a negative effect on us. Unlucky again. Hard to know about the subs. I thought it probably did need freshening up at the time, lads, but McGinty, the save at the end, you know, had he not saved that, we could have lost the point that we had at that stage, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's McGinty coming up trumps, isn't it? You know, and he was brilliant throughout the game as well. Just everything that came into the box, he caught. I think even I forget the last name who was doing co-commentary, he even made reference to it at one point. He says, if you put anything high into the box, there's no point in even going for it because McGinty's claiming it. It's he was that commanding in the area again tonight.
Yeah. And Lorraine Byrne is just saying McCourt is going to be off for a few weeks. Should have kept Kenny on. So yeah, I think we touched on that already. I think we all agree we would have kept him on just to keep the press up. Kyle has just come back there. He says it's deflected off Figueroa, lads. Well, it looked like it.
No, it was off Blaney.
It's off Blaney, yeah. But yeah, so look, it was interesting to see as well. Parker's come off in the game, and they actually mentioned that he hasn't scored a goal this season, which is really surprising, Magoo.
Yeah, it is. And I thought he was causing problems with just his work rate and his willingness to pull out wide and run channels and chase everything down. He was a handful. Like, I was delighted to see him go off.
It was a serious battle between himself and Mahan, wasn't it?
Yeah, serious battle. And he's a big, strong lad. Like,
they weren't holding back from each other either, but they were enjoying it. The two of them.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but I suppose it just shows you that obviously Mahan came out on top when Parkhouse had to be substituted. But it's really surprising that he hasn't scored a goal this season.
Mahan was immense tonight, though.
Yeah, he was. He was excellent again. And
Brilliant.
again, he had a different partner in beside him. So over the last 3 to 4 games, he's had a different partner each game.
And he had to switch sides again.
Yeah, on the left-hand side.
It worked a lot better, though, tonight.
Right,
left.
Yeah.
He's played right, left, right in the last 3 games. Like, so can't be easy for him either.
I felt he was more composed there than he was the first time against Drogheda. He had a much better feel to the position tonight. He was leading the line really well.
Yeah. And just, I suppose, to move on to our goal, again, from what I can remember, it was straight kick down the pitch from McGinty, Sean.
Yeah, they get caught underneath it a wee bit, and Gibson capitalises. So he does. He takes it. I think it's an awkward bounce or something that bounces through. Gibson just takes a touch, and it's a brilliant finish after that. He still has a little bit to do. Like, it's not straight away. He still has to travel with the ball a couple of yards, and then he just slides it underneath the goalkeeper. It's a brilliant finish. Yeah,
it was kind of funny as well because the commentator was a bit of like your man. Remember he was on Sky Sports at the time. England were playing, what would you call him? The ex
McLaren.
Yeah, what was that?
Oh yeah.
It was the Iceland game in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, really comfortable, and we should be going for it here now to say, oh no, we're 1 down.
Yeah. And actually, just before McGinty took the kick out, I think he even said Sligo don't even look like scoring.
Yeah. And then he also said, remember your man, he said at the start of the game about your man Owen Toll, about how, he's the captain, how great he is and everything. And the one thing I really love about him, he's always fit. He's never injured. 20% injured.
We need more of him.
Who was that?
He was having a mare tonight.
I don't even know.
He played for Derry at some point, obviously. Well, he kept referring to it himself when I played.
Yeah. So. He must have been very good, and he was in his own head.
I say he read the game very well.
I even had to laugh at him. He was the whole way through the game saying Bulger was man of the match, and then after they scored, Harkin could be in with a shout here for man of the match.
The most fickle co-commentator ever.
But, they were awful whining. The two of them never stopped whining, though, did they? About everything. Yeah. Even when we were making subs, they were complaining about how long it was taking us to make a sub, and Derry were making a sub at the same fucking time. And it was taking him an age to get onto the pitch, and they were blaming us for it. Like, fucking hell.
Look, the Derry lads are well balanced. They've chips on both shoulders, huh? Take your own. Funny joke. But and Gibson had a great chance in 65 minutes, just about 10 minutes after the goal. I don't know if you remember it. I've written down in my notes here. But he had a great. Oh, I can't even remember. Can you remember now?
I can't remember. I remember Kenny had a great chance.
Gibson, the ball breaks to Gibson, and he takes it about 35 yards out, and he doesn't even take a touch. He just swivels. He swivels his body.
It's not a great chance, though. It's just
no. There was another one as well.
It's a great strike.
Yeah, but Kenny had a lob, and that would have killed the game He was
Oh,
through,
definitely.
and he seen the keeper was off his line, and he put it wide. That was quite unlucky. Just didn't get his foot around the ball.
No, that's exactly
very
it, Jerry. He doesn't get the bend on it. He gets the bend, and it's rolling into an empty net there. Like there's no one getting back near it.
Yeah, I'd say when he seen the ball just coming up, I'd say he thought, "Here we go." I have it, but it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
So again, just the comments. Should be allowed more. Lorraine Byrne again. Just should be allowed more supporters in for the Bows match. Yeah. Look, the game against Drogheda. Well, there was 100 fans allowed in. I think the Railway End holds 1,800. There was 10 fans on it, so they're 180 seats each. Like that's social distance in the extreme. And I think if you can sit 6 people around a table and have burgers, chips, and pints galore, and you've got 10 people on the Railway End that holds 1,800, something wrong there. Like, but
It's absolute madness.
yeah, it's just not
Just out
fair
of
now at
interest,
this
Jerry,
stage.
how many? Like just out of interest, how many can you get inside Pennies? You know, in an indoor shop, like I'm sure there's close to 100 in there. Are there indoors?
I don't know what you talk about this Pennies. What is that like?
It's not a thing. I'm just actually wondering.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Sean.
All right, go on.
Yeah, but the whole thing of not letting fans into the grounds was, I remember them saying at the time it wasn't just because of the game, it was because of what would go before it and after it, where people would be beaten up. Yeah, but sure, they're allowed to meet up now, so why are they stopping people from getting into the ground?
Yeah, it's
like
strange.
It makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So Conor May Gibson had a great chance inside the box, but tried to pass it. That's the chance I'm going on about.
I must have missed that one. I don't remember.
Okay, no, you got the injection today, didn't you, Shane? You do.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I'm a bit hazy, so.
You're a bit, yeah.
Look at the knives and forks sticking to him.
5G. So, what else? That's so. I suppose moving on to the game now against Bows. As you're saying, like it's going to be a real 6-pointer. Sean, is there anything you'd like to see Buckley do differently, or would you change the team, or what would you do?
In terms of changing the team, I don't know. I would imagine that Walter would probably start again, but it's hard to drop anyone from that starting lineup. Because at the end of the day, that's the best performance we've had in a few weeks. So, but like as I said earlier, like you have fellas knocking on the door, like David Cawley he's looking for a start. I find it hard to drop the Freese out because I thought he linked the player really well. Mark Byrne done well. So I don't know who you drop out, Jerry. That's been truthful with you. Unless Gary Buckley is fit to start, then I just think it's an automatic choice. He comes back into the team.
Yeah, you just have to bring him back in, Magoo, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. No brainer. I think Buckley has to come back in. As for anyone else, Sean said, I don't know. It really is hard to know. Like, yeah, maybe Walter might come back in for Mark Byrne. And then I suppose it's just a choice between Johnny and Romeo, isn't it?
I have to say, I'd give Johnny the go again. So I think he'd be a nightmare for Rob Cornwall again. He was, against them before when he played, and he's a liability at the back for them. So I think if anything, you could capitalize off his mistakes.
Yeah, well, I think you have to tear into these fellas from the start. Like they're going to be on so high on confidence now after the last few displays, and then just beating Shams tonight, like they literally will be on a high. You can't let them settle into the game. We have to tear into them and just right from the start on. Don't be letting be comfortable. Feeling their way into the game, and what we tend to do if Johnny's not playing probably up front. They'd be allowed to be afforded time and space in the ball and stuff like that. So I would probably play him as well.
Yeah, and look, it's as we said, couple of times now, it's a 6-pointer. Obviously, you don't want to lose, but if you want to really, like, I at this stage now, I'd nearly be a bit worried about Europe, to be honest with you. When you see Bows coming, like, obviously, I can't see Shams dropping away too much. I can't see Pats dropping away too much. Can I see us dropping away? Perhaps, maybe at the expense of Bohemians. So I think it really is a cup final type game coming on Saturday night, and look, I suppose in football as well, you don't get these opportunities too much, and you have to grasp them with both hands when you've got the chance. And I suppose it'll tell us a lot about the team too on Saturday night. But in fairness, look, the team answered a lot of questions there tonight, and it was great to see. So I think if we can build on that, Sean, we can regroup and still have a title tilt.
Yeah, I think it's the reaction we wanted tonight. There was an intensity to us again. So there was, we were up for it, and we were working really, really hard. And I think it kind of reminded me of the last time we played Derry, in terms of when we got bet by Derry at home, the reaction afterwards.
Yeah.
We took that as a kick up the arse and went ahead and just continued to get better and better. And I think that is going to be what we see after tonight again. I think this is just the start of maybe us putting together a wee run. I think Bows at home is actually a good game for us. It'll be a hard, intense game, but I think it's actually a good game. I think it's one we can win.
Yeah. So just moving on to we'll touch on the European tie as well. It was interesting to see HF were beaten 4-0 away from home last night, and their manager was fired. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Magoo.
Oh, it's usually a bad thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You bring somebody in and they'll get a bit of a bounce for a couple of weeks. So, yeah, it couldn't have come at the wrong time for us. It seems to happen to us a lot this season, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just before we play teams, the manager was fired.
Yeah. So, look, not much we can do about it. Just have to, like everything else, just go and be on your game for both legs and see what happens. I'm as I said already, I'm not holding out too much hope for the European tie. So, anything will be a bonus for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Where did I see that? Just Shoggy's. It's such a running away at me. Shoggy's saying bring Cawley in as number 10 and move Gibson out instead of Byrne. I probably tend to agree with that. I'm a big David Cawley fan, and I just think the last two games where he's come on, he's been exceptional. And as I said, I think he was unlucky not to get back into the side tonight. Then Alan Cairns has just gone on about the socks. It seems to be a new trend with holes in the backs of the socks. What's that all about? Where did that come from?
Just too tight.
Compression around the calf.
Yeah.
Wasting good socks. But anyways, you wouldn't get that kind of thing in pennies, Sean, Rip socks. Only the best of socks. Yeah. But so Oisin Arthur, should we play 5-3-2 against Bows and press them? If we take the game to them, Tierney and Defoe could hurt us with their creativity. Or 5-3-2 or 3-5-2, I suppose, depends whether you're attacking or defending, Sean.
Yeah, it's basically it's just with wing backs anyway, no matter what way you look at it. So it is. But look, it won't happen. Unfortunately, we've called for it now the last few games. It seems to be a tactical switch that Buckley will make in-game rather than start with it. But it's going to be the same as what we've seen tonight. It'll be the 4-2-3-1, more than likely. And if David Cawley was to start, you'll probably see him drop a little bit deeper and try and crowd out the midfield a wee bit more. But apart from that, no, it'll be the standard 4-2-3-1, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Jerry Keaveney, Magoo, he's saying, what's our thoughts on why we've weaker performance at home than away? It's a trend that I noticed in the last 5 years. The players seem more comfortable away from home.
I don't know about the last 5 years, but definitely this year, I think the players we have are are more suited to playing on the break. So like you could see it tonight in the second half too with Jordan's goal, and you can see it with Parks when he's playing away from home, just loves it on the break. Last man, quick ball over the top. Like that's what Parks loves. Doesn't like to be crowded out, and balls into feet with his back to goal and stuff like that. So I think it's just the players we have are suited to that kind of football rather than. I don't know about the last 5 years. I can't even. But last year.
Last year was the same, I think.
Yeah, and I suppose it was Parks and Coughlin the year before that too, so it's probably the same again. It's probably just the personnel, really.
Yeah, and the couple of years before that, we were just shite in general. It was just home and away.
Home and away.
So you're pretty on the money there, Jerry. And just Magoo, will you be vaccinated for the European game? It's on the green list. Unfortunately, we can't go to the games anyways, Ryan. But anybody that thinks Magoo was in the 30 to 35 age bracket, he's not. He was just slow getting his. Let's just clear that up before we go off here. But yeah, look, would have been a Monday night, and everybody's got work in the morning. I think we'll keep it short and sweet. And I suppose, look, this is the last show, and we'd just like to thank everybody for all their support and tuning in. And as we said previously, the whole concept and idea of this was to, particularly during the lockdown, that I suppose to bring fans together and just kind of fan engagement with the club, and just to kind of give that experience and that togetherness, and hopefully we achieved that. And I suppose, look, nothing can go on forever, and it's great to see things opening and back up. And please God, in the next few weeks, that we'll all be back at the showgrounds. And so I wouldn't say that we're closing the door completely. Like we might do this for big games going forward, but we had a chat amongst ourselves. Like there's 40 games. Rovers have a guaranteed 39 games this season, and that's if they were to go out of the first round of the cup. So you're talking possibly 40 plus games. And to do this 40 plus times over the space of the season would be very, very difficult, along with the podcast, which we're continuing to do. So again, just like to thank everybody, and I'll just hand it over to the boys. So start off with yourself, Sean, if you have anything you'd like to say. Or
yeah, just more than what you're saying there, Jerry. Just a massive thank you to everyone that's tuned in to listen to us talk nonsense for close to an hour after every game. The last thing we ever thought we are is pundits. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just giving our opinion on the game. We're not trying to be too technical with anything. It's not what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah. I think we had some comments. We had some feedback in regards to that, and it was a bit, I suppose we were a bit hurt by it, because that was never our intention. Our intention was bring fans together, and that's what the Bitter Red Supporters Trust is all about. So and
just in regards, like, look, be 100% honest, there has been a few complaints in that, and they went down the wrong route of complaining. Like, it was brought to the club's attention, and it shouldn't have been brought to the club's attention. We're approachable fellas. Just talk to us. If there's an issue, we'll sort it out no matter what. But I suppose with everything, you'll always have bad feedback and good feedback, and we've had more good feedback than bad. So we're delighted with how this has gone. I know I am. It's been an absolute pleasure doing this. It's been great crack. And to be honest with you, even there's a load of lads now I've met through them being on this, on Twitter and stuff like that. And,
we've made great friends through it, with people, so it's great.
It really has. And look, the podcast, I see a couple of comments coming in there. The podcast is continuing. That 100%, that's definitely staying.
Yeah. And Gerald Crystal just says, great for the time. Sure is chicken. So Magoo, just yourself.
Just echo your thoughts. As we said, we were only trying to bring people together. Like everybody, there was an opening there. So we spotted that there was nobody had any engagement after a game. All you want to do after, especially when we're playing well, is talk to other fans and be around your fellow fans and enjoy it. And when we couldn't do that, we just saw an opportunity and thought we'd try and make the best of it. And hopefully we did. Hopefully we brought a bit extra enjoyment watching Rovers this year to people, because whether we did or not, I take it. If I just like to thank anybody who watched or commented or sent in messages on social media when we started, and even today and yesterday, because like it's made me enjoy the games more, because we didn't have games to look forward to go to, but I used to look forward to our games every week, because we'd get onto the list and it'd be a bit of crack and a bit of banter, and we'd be able to talk about the game with fellow fans, and I just thought it was great for me personally. So I hope that everybody else enjoyed it. And as for the other stuff, like, I think that's the whole point of this. Everybody has different opinions. So, we go into the pub after the game and we'll sit down and chat about the game, and then you go to the bar and you talk to somebody else who'll have a completely different view of the game. Or you go to Jack's and someone else, and it's the same with everything. Like, people, not everybody liked it, what we said or what we did, but it's just all about opinions. So
That's football.
that's just my that's football, and I just want to thank anybody who tuned in and
even
commented and
even
made,
the fact
and
that we've had the players.
I was talking to somebody today actually, and she was just on about the crack that had been going on in the chat. Like, people to be having a chat amongst themselves. Like, we were just background noise most of the time, I'd say.
Yeah.
So but that's what it was all about.
Yeah. We got a lovely email there during the week, even before we decided to, suppose, just run it down. But from a gentleman in County Kilkenny. I didn't know we had any fans in County Kilkenny, but we do. But it was from, presume, was from an older gentleman that moved to Kilkenny in 1975. And he said that the podcast and this kept him going through the lockdown. So that just, it was nice to get that, because that's what we set out to do. And look, as you said, we won't close the door completely. We'll try new things, maybe going forward or something like that at all. So we haven't gone away or anything like that, and the podcast is still going. So, and we've a couple of things that might come up soon. We were talking on the podcast about the White Egg experience, that we might take a trip out there and watch a game or something like that. So that'll be a really great way for everybody to get together in the flesh when the rules allow, I suppose. And it'd be a good way to meet up and have a few beers and all that and watch a game. So, and that's what it's all about. Life's short. Enjoy yourself while you can, and up the Rovers. So on that note, I suppose, yeah. On that note, I suppose we'll call it a night. And thanks again to everybody. Keep her lit. Up the Rovers.
Cheers, lads.